day by day, I think we need to shape because it's so much there.
Can you, Mikel, can you just reflect on the past week? Because I'm guessing you might have had to have lifted the players after Sunday. I know you've spoken about it pre the Kairat game. How much did Wednesday night help, though, just to dispel everything that happened last week?
Well, it's just understanding where you are. Certainly, when you lose a game, you have a lot of feelings because especially this group of players are so competitive and they seek for excellence. And when you don't reach it, you ask yourself questions, and we did that. But I think my role there as well is to bring optimism and reality of where we are. And our club has a long history, and to find a moment where in February we are in the position that we are is very difficult to find. So guys, we are doing so many things so well, and let's focus mainly on that. And for sure we want to improve, we want to be better in every area, but with that sense as well of self-confidence and conviction that we are in the right path.
You said you needed to bring optimism and reality. Did anyone need to lift you?
No, in these moments, no. Normally I'm the opposite, and when we are doing so well, I'm there with the stick to say this is not good enough, this is not good enough. The other day, no, because I know how much they wanted, the amount of games and the demands that we put on those players every day. And those moments, they need to understand and feel that we are right behind them, that I'm mainly responsible for that, and that they keep playing with that freedom, with that enjoyment, as I discussed the other day, and make sure that journey is beautiful, because what is ahead is great, and everybody has to be part of that, but in a good sense and with good humor and with good optimism and looking forward to it.
Can I ask you about Martin Odegaard and his form? It's 1 goal and 3 assists. I know numbers can say one thing, performance is another. Is there any part of you that's concerned, and is there any part of you that is thinking about maybe to take him out of the firing line a little bit and rest him?
So those are the numbers, but we have to give the full numbers as well, that he's played much less minutes than any other season as well, because he's been 3 times injured. That's the reality. We want to improve that for sure. We want him affecting the game in the areas that we can win football matches, that's for sure. But if you know Martin, how he works every single day, I have no doubt that that will come.
After nearly a year, Kai Havertz made his first start.
Yeah.
Is he ready to go again and start against Leeds? Is he fit enough? Is he strong enough?
Yeah, he is ready. Obviously, he started the other day. Obviously, it's been a long period, and now we need to manage that load and the games that we're going to select for him to start. But it was no reaction to that. I think it was super positive. You could see straight away the impact that he can have in the team. So he's ready.
Just final one from me, just on Kai. How do you think he's going to help the other strikers in the team? Not only just for the load, but also to know that they've got that competition back again.
More than the competition, which I understand we have different characteristics with the nines, but as well Kai can play in different positions. And his main quality is that he makes you better. Somehow, the way he moves, communicates with this, gives you information, moves around, is a very difficult player to mark, and especially he opens up a lot of spaces for the rest of the players. So I think they're going to be very happy to have him around.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
From the Premier League.
Hi.
Just touching on that again, Kai Havertz and Gyökeres, they seem to have a connection. Immediately, Havertz turned in the middle of the pitch, got the assist. Gyökeres returned the favour, took the defender away for the Havertz goal. When you signed Gyökeres initially, did you have that in mind, to have Havertz behind him and sort of in the left centre space? And how much do you think that will change your midfield? Because obviously someone will also have to come out. Is that something you're comfortable to do?
Yes, so, well, we knew when we signed Victor as well that Kai was going to be out for still a long period, and Gabi Jesus was nowhere near, so we hoped that this relationship was going to build in the right way, but we didn't know when. So the other night we saw a lot of positive things. Obviously it will depend on the opponent and how they behave, what formation they use. But there are options that are obviously really positive to the team, whether he plays as a 9, as an attacking midfielder, and to have that combinations, whether it is at the start or throughout the game, I think it's something very good, and it can impact the game in a really powerful way.
You've spoken so highly of Norgard. You've mentioned another player, his ability to make everyone around him better on and off the pitch. You said his preparation's top tier. He said himself it's a big squad when everyone's talking about his minutes, and that will probably help towards this end of the season and everything you're competing for. when you're picking your match day squad and he's not in it, what is the thought process behind that? It's
Well,
hard for him he's competing with.
At the moment, there are 2 or 3 players that have to be out of the squad.
Yeah.
That's our reality. I cannot change that. These are the rules. Hopefully, the Premier League next season, instead of 18 outfield players, it will do 20. I beg them from here, like it's in the Champions League, because it's much better to manage the squad, to maintain the value of the players, to maintain the mental health of the player, because nobody wants to get out of the squad. So I beg them that if we can, between all of us, help us on that. We can deal with hotels, travels, and all that, and that would be very, very helpful for everybody, because that's the worst thing when you need to leave somebody. But at the end, you have positions, players that can play in various positions, and you cannot overload certain positions and weaken some of them. So that's normally the process to make that decision. Because it's never about, if it's about how he trains, how he behaves, how he talks, how he helps everybody, he needs to be in every minute of every game.
I love that. And finally, Brandon Bailey-Joseph came on, had a debut, another 17-year-old. There's a lot of talk in the Premier League about youngsters, promoting people from the academy, but I don't think people realise how big the jump actually is. In your management style, what are you looking for to separate a youngster who's actually ready?
Another 2 spots in the squad is great as well, so we can bring more young players, more solutions, more happiness there, the right moment. So that's something only is going to help. So hopefully we can do that, but it's great. At the end, they need to understand and especially feel that that door is open, you know, that the dream is possible, and they've been training with us now for a few days, and we find the right moments to do that. We need to get them that taste, and then we have to see how they behave in that environment. It's the only way to understand whether they can contribute to the team or not.
Thank you.
Alex from the BBC.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
There's been a lot of talk about how you don't have a clear scorer in the Premier League, but how important will the return of Ricardo Calafiori potentially be because of his unpredictability and to help unlocking those forwards?
Yeah, well, Rick has been instrumental in the way, especially that we attack, and he has unique qualities to occupy spaces and to create things that probably the qualities of the other fullbacks are different. So when we need them, they will be there. Now he's fit, he's available, and we'll have to wait and see when we can use him.
Tom?
Hi, Mikel. Congratulations on the Max agreement.
Thank you.
We heard previously that he suffered an injury similar to Mosquera, who's since returned to the squad. So I'm curious, what's the timeline with Max's return?
It was a little bit more than Mosquera's. Obviously, we need to be as well. He's growing, and we need to be very careful. We're a little bit more protective. It's true that he has a different schedule as well because he needs to go to schools and that. So we need to respect a lot of things throughout that process. But I think he's quite close. He's on the pitch now. He's doing well, and hopefully we're going to be able to see him soon.
And Dowman asked about Martin earlier on as well and his form at the moment. I noticed on the field that he drops quite deep sometimes to try and link the play and get the ball. You mentioned earlier how you want him to get into the positions that he's going to affect the game more. When he does drop into those deeper roles, is that by design or is that as a result of others not doing certain things and he needs to get into those areas?
It's a bit on his nature, and in my nature is to go to the opposite side. But we need to respect as well the qualities and the talent of players, and within that they need to feel as well the freedom in attack, especially to do what they believe is best there.
Matt from the Standard.
Hi, Mikel.
Hi.
You've had a fair few academy players obviously come into the first team. Ethan made his debut really young too. Where does Max sort of rank in the academy players you've seen come through?
In terms of talent or?
Talent, mentality, all the things.
Yeah, well, certainly one of the best. I mean, what he's done with us at the age of 15, me personally, I haven't seen it before, only with a guy that used to play in Barcelona, but maybe not even that. But yeah, he certainly has, not only that, he has a certain charisma as well and personality that he doesn't get overwhelmed, whether it's by the situation or the stadium or the opposition, and that's a huge quality to have.
And when you're sitting down with players like him, an academy player, trying to get them to sign a contract, how important are players sort of like Bukayo as an example, sort of as the pathway is there for them?
Well, the fact that obviously we have very good examples at the club, it is very helpful. Then it's down not only the player as well, but the family as well, because obviously they are in a crucial part of their education and their development, and we are very responsible of that. But it's been great. He's got a great family. The communication between us has been very, very productive over the years, and now I think they trust what we're going to do with him, and now it's down to him and us to build an amazing career with him.
Hi, Mikel. Just on the on-pitch relationships and connections, with how busy January has been, I mean, a game every 3 days, no midweek off, how much time have you actually had to figure out those new connections and work on them? Because, yeah, it just seems like there's been no time.
To figure it out a lot, to work very little, unfortunately, because we haven't had time, and obviously the availability of the players are crucial in relation to that. But yeah, constantly build that. Now we have some new ones as well with some of the players that in the last few weeks are being available, and learn quickly. The quicker that we learn, the better, because we will know what is more effective against certain opponents as well. And